Okay. Hello, YouTube. This is my first official YouTube video. The video is actually going to be on how to draw Pennywise, and my channel is called Draw Anything. And on my channel, I will draw what you guys suggest in the comments. So, like, you can watch one of my videos, and you can suggest in the comments what you want me to draw next. Today, on my first official video, we'll be drawing Pennywise the Dancing Clown. You can actually see. Can you see this? But this is a pop figure from the new It movie. Okay. And back here is one of my drawings. You probably can't see it though. And then I have a few other things on my table. But actually, right now, my sketchbook is not flat. You see, actually, I have it put on these things so that you can see it better. But it's going to be a tutorial on how to draw Pennywise. It's going to be easy steps. In the end, hopefully, you'll end up with something that looks a lot like him. Okay. So let's start off with the simple shapes. That will just round head. So you just draw, make sure that it's actually a little bit closer to the top. And then you're going to put the hair above. And then, because you want to leave room for the chin. And then we want to draw the body under it. It's okay if you don't get all the hair. It's okay if it's cropped out. Just make sure that you don't want to try to squeeze it all in the one picture. It's going to look unnatural. It actually looks better if maybe you have a little bit of it going off the page. It's going to look more realistic. Just don't make it too crazy. So you're going to start off with the basic shape of the round head. Then you're kind of going to draw, I guess to break it down easily, you can kind of draw a half oval under the middle. Kind of see that right there? Here, let me adjust the light. See a half oval right there, kind of in the middle. And then from there, you can kind of draw lines connecting outwards to connect the sides of the head. And then you're just going to make one big shape. So if you did it correctly, it should look like this. And then we're going to erase these parts later. Actually, we should erase them now. And then you're kind of going to want to make construction lines, one line down the middle of the head right here. And then another line in the middle. Actually, that would be the eye line. But you actually see his head is very big. So make the eye line more down here. Sorry about that. Make it kind of right here. And then the nose line's right there. Mouth line's right there. So you're just kind of going to draw out the eyes. That's the nose and the mouth. There we go. Okay, so this is the basic. These are the basics, okay? This is the basic head shape, the construction lines. Now we're going to get more into detail. Not very fine detail like cross hatching and everything. We're just going to get into more of bringing out these core shapes. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the head. We're just going to detail it and make it look more popping, like realistic. So actually, what you want to do here is you want to kind of make it kind of come out there, and then you want to come back in, and then come out again, and then come back in, and then now you're going to make it come out and then go around like that. I know it's kind of hard. So to break it down, you see you just have a straight line here, then kind of make a little tiny mountain here, then make another mountain here, and then go in, make another mountain, and that goes all the way around. It's all the way around. Because this is where the cheek is, and you could actually see in the movie, they purposely made it so that he had puffy cheeks to give him a childlike feel, so he'd be more approachable. So you want to make sure that you give him puffy cheeks, not too puffy. Don't make him look like a chipmunk. But then you're going to have that, and then actually in the movie, he has kind of a chipped chin. You want to kind of put something like that. Kind of looks like a shark coming out of the ocean, and then put like a little circle above it. Well, at least that's what I see. You might not see a shark coming out of an ocean with that. That's what I see. And they're just going to kind of do the same thing that you did here with this. Here, let me just turn it my way to make it easier to draw it out. Now this would be your basic head shape, like your outer outline. Then you're gonna want to make a dip into here, like an upside down triangle. So you make a triangle right here. Make it more curved, kind of give it a little style. This part's curved while this part's more straight. I'm gonna do that so it looks like this. And that's gonna be the part where his hair comes down. So now let's get more into the eyes. You see, the eyes are the very hard part. This is the part where you need to get it down because the eyes are the window to the soul. So, his eyes, they are very demonic looking. Like, you need to have, depending on what pose you want, if you want to make him smiling, which we're going to be doing here, you want to make them look very, you want to make them look happy at the same time as evil. So kind of what they are is, first let's draw the eyebrows. It makes it easier when you know where the eyebrows are going to be. So the eyebrows that kind of curl up like that, and then there's a little place here where they're like furrowed. Don't actually see them, but you can make like shading here, but we'll do that later. And then under the eyes, you can think of them as kind of like boats. They're like boats, yes. See, you see the boat there? Yes, the eyes are kind of like boats. To make it easier, you can draw like an oval here, and then you just cut off that part, but I think it's really easy to just imagine them as like boats. That's kind of what they look like, but make sure that when drawing them, they're kind of curled in. Like, you don't want them to go out like this. You want them, can you see that right there? Yeah. But you want them to go more like in like that than out like this. So make sure they look like that. Let's start there. Oh yes, and by the way, didn't do this in the game, but the supplies you want to need is nude eraser. You don't need this, you could use a regular. It's just really good to have one of these, especially if you're an aspiring artist. You want to really get into it. Because these you can stretch, you can have them, you can shape them into any shape you want. So if there's a really small part that you want to erase, not the whole thing, you can kind of form it into like a point. You can erase it very easily. And I'm using a Pentel 0.9 lead holder. It's like a mechanical pencil except fancier. But you can just use a regular pencil for this, and just like a regular 2B pencil. And I'm also going to be inking this. I'm using Faber-Castells, such as microns. But you can just use a regular ballpoint pen. I suggest not using click pens though, because the ink doesn't come out even. So those are my tips on what you should use. Those are my tips on what you should use for drawing this. And just any drawing in general. And in the end, you can comment in the comments below if you want me to color this in. But I'll put that in a separate video because the colors I use are Copics and they're very expensive. So if you have Copics, you want to watch me show you how to color in the Pennywise with Copics, then comment down below. I'll make a separate video for that. Okay, but you want to, so the thing is, you want to make sure that they're both the same size. It's okay if it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then one of the eyes, it's kind of, he has a lazy eye. So one of the eyes is like looking that way. The other eye, make sure that one of the eyes looks like he's looking at you. That's the left eye. This is the eye that he looks at you. This is the other eye where it's like the lazy eyes looking down. Bill Skarsgård is very talented and he's able to do that. And he's the actor of Pennywise. Now we're moving on to the nose. And just to pause for a second. With the eyes, you want to make sure that after we ink, we definitely want to go in and erase it. Because you want them to look white, like totally white. You want the eyes to really pop out. And the eyes are also yellow. So if you want me to do a coloring video, you want to make sure that when with coloring, you want to make sure that you really keep the yellow, because he has yellow eyes. You want to really keep the yellow inside the inner, I think it's pupil, yeah, the pupil. And you want to make sure that the rest of the eye is completely white. That's going to make it look really, really professional and really, what should I say? Going to make it look realistic. It's really going to make them pop out. But for the nose, it's kind of, just draw oval. You can draw an oval like this. Don't make it super round. His nose is actually, it's kind of, it's not pointy. It's not really round. It's kind of flat. Like the edge of the nose is flat. It doesn't really turn up and everything. And then it goes up like this. And then this whole part of the nose is covered in red. So we'll work on the shading with that. If you don't want to color it with the shading, you could shade in the different parts with just your pencil. Let me erase that. So that's what it should look like right here. Let's just erase. You can erase the middle line now. Don't erase the construction lines down here because we're doing it here, but you can erase the construction lines up here, and we'll be getting back to that. But you see, let's just bring out these eyebrows more. They're kind of round, kind of. They're like they also look like a boat. That's funny. Like a paper boat. But they're kind of roundish. They're soft. They're not pointy. They're like soft and round. And then with the shading, we really want to be able to make the shading to make them look like they're coming out towards you. That's really important with this kind of drawing. Here, let me adjust the light again so you can see it better. So, if you can see this clearly, this should be what you have right now. I hope it is. And I hope I'm a good instructor and I was able to get you to look like this. But this is pretty much what it should look like right now. As you can see, actually the eyes I'm drawing, it makes them kind of look angry. It's okay though, because actually in a lot of the scenes, I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the pictures, I've seen the trailers, I'm going to see it when it comes out on DVD. But his eyes, there's a lot of parts where he's not exactly smiling. So, it's okay if you just keep them like that. Now I'm going to be moving on more to the mouth. See, the mouth is the part that really makes his character. Because he has the buck teeth and he has the pointed lip. It's really important to get this part right. Kind of like the eyes. Like with the nose, it's okay if you get a little bit wrong. Like if it's a little bit more round. But with the eyes and the mouth, you need to get it right. Also with the nose, but the nose is less important. You need to get the eyes and the mouth right. But, so, kind of gonna make this line a little too low. This is like the middle of the mouth. But you can start off with just a straight line going that way. And then you're gonna want to make a dip there. Right there, yes. And then we're just gonna erase the line there. This is why the knead eraser comes in handy. It erases small parts. Make the dip there, like that. Kind of like a little dip. Don't know what to call it, like a bowl kind of drop. And you're going to make this kind of come up. This go around kind of like this. Come back like that. Go up like that. Now here's the important part. Here, I'm sorry if my hand was covering it. But this is what it should look like. I'm sorry if you can't really see with all the construction lines, but I will erase them in the future before we go into inking, and then you'll be able to see it more clearly. But actually, I'll erase it now, because if you get this part wrong now, you're going to have to go back and fix it, and that will be very annoying for you. But this is what it should kind of look like. Should be the dip there, straight line, up, kind of like a circle here. To make it easier to draw that part. Kind of circle, then halfway through the circle, go up, and this is where the line goes up, and then it goes up through his eyes, and then we're going to make that thicker later, because it's thick makeup. Just erase that. Okay, now we're going to go on to making his pointed lip and his buck teeth. So the pointed lip looks like this, kind of. Yes, that's what the pointed lip looks like. See, the pointed lip is that. And then you kind of want to leave a little space in between. And then, actually, I usually draw the teeth first. Because if you draw the mouth first, you see his teeth, it overlaps the lip. So if you draw the mouth first, if you're going to be putting the teeth, the layer of the teeth is going to be underneath the mouth. So I usually actually do the teeth first since his teeth are overlapping his mouth. So it's the first layer rather than like the mouth being the first layer. What's behind the teeth? Just gonna make it look better. I feel it's gonna make it easier to get that effect of it being the teeth in front of the mouth. That's what the teeth kind of should look like here. I'm just gonna turn sideways quickly. You know what? That's why we have erasers, and you shouldn't be doing this in pen. Because this is too fat. Makes them look a little too chubby. Make this go in more narrow. Yes, that looks better. Make it more like this. So if you're doing this in pen, I apologize. Because I messed up there, but I did say you should do it in pencil. Did I? Didn't I? Yeah. And we're going to be going with a medium and an extra small. See, there's the difference. This is an extra small. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's a very thin tip. Kind of like the pencil tip, the lead, except a little bit thinner. And it's like a little dot on there, while the medium is thicker. You might not be able to see it. I'm sorry if you can't, but you'll see the difference when we go get in ink. You'll totally see the difference between the thickness and how the ink comes out. And that's kind of the head shape. That's the head shape that you really do need for this character. Gonna erase this mess up more. And I just want to give you a tip. If you mess up on drawing, don't get frustrated. I've gotten frustrated. I remember Batman's my favorite character to draw. I remember a long time ago, I would get frustrated so much when I couldn't get the bat symbol right. I was like 5 years old. Couldn't get the bat symbol right and I'd start crying. But now I can draw it with my eyes closed, actually. You just don't let the frustration bring you down. You can get frustrated, but don't let it bring you down. Let it help you and make you want to strive to get better and more. So that's just a tip. And that's kind of the lower face, like the eyes below. Now I hope yours is coming out like this. And please comment below if you think this doesn't look like Pennywise, because I'll fix myself and I'll make it better. And we're going to start the cracks now. Now, a lot of people I see in drawing videos, they start from the bottom to get to the top. I usually start from the top, though. Because what I do is I start off really thick and dark at the top, and I get lighter as I go down. And instead of being light up here, getting thicker towards the top, I would just find it easier to go top to bottom. Because the further you go with bottom, it's less thick. It's more cracks at the top. More thick cracks at the top, and skinnier and less popping out kind of cracks at the bottom. Very hard for me to say that. I don't know why, but see, just gonna kind of draw, kind of like drawing light bulbs. Now this part, there's not really any way for me to. I mean, I could say that I could turn it sideways and draw like mountains. This, we could actually see it doesn't look realistic. You just have, for this one, you either have to just copy me, or you have to kind of just go random and do like just pointy stuff, like random, anywhere. And then you don't want to make them all like really long lines, like make some short little lines here and there, make it look more random and natural, instead of it being so perfect and not natural. And there we go. Yeah. Don't do this. Sorry, I'm very sorry about that. Don't do that. He doesn't have cracks on the side. I mean, you can make cracks going along the side, but don't make cracks coming out. I was mistaken there. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna do this, and those are kind of the cracks. So we'll go more into that. And this is the part where having the we're having the small and the medium tip comes in handy. Because remember I was saying it's thicker at the top, thinner at the bottom. You're gonna use the medium at the top, and you're gonna use the small at the bottom, so that it gives it more depth. So now we're gonna go more into the hair. But before we do the hair, we have to do the ears. Ears are usually kind of where your eyes are. Sometimes they're above your eye, like the top of the ear is usually above your eye, and then your eye kind of meets the middle of the ear. Now, you don't really see his ears because they're covered by the hair, but we just want to draw them there, because if you go in with doing the hair, you shade it all up, and you're like, oh, I forgot about the ear. You just want to know that the ear is there so that you can form the hair around it, and so that you can leave a little open space there to show that the ear is there, instead of doing all the shading, doing all the hard work there, and then realizing that you need to erase it all because you need to leave a little bit of the ear. Okay, so his hair, this part I kind of break up in shapes. But his hair, it kind of starts here, it goes out, and then it comes in. So this is the part where you want to get out of the page, like make it pop out of the page. It's gonna make it look more realistic. And his hair, it kind of goes like in a triangle here. Yeah, and it goes like that, and then it goes high, and then it comes in like this. Yeah, kind of like this, and then it goes in like this. Yeah, that doesn't. Here, you're gonna make it more dip in, like that. Yes, and like that, and then yes, like that. There we go. That looks more like it. Doing this, and then you're just going to do kind of the hair lines. Kind of show, just do some rough hairlines. It's okay if you go over the ear, like just erase it later. Just be aware though that the ear is there. So now we're just going to draw the ruffles, which is really just doing lines like this. Make sure, like the mistake I would do is I would make it very straight. You want to make it go around like a circle. I would make it go more, I would say it wouldn't look as circle like you can draw a circle to make it easier, and then you could draw the ruffles around to make it easier, sorry, I keep on saying to make it easier, but to make it easier for you to make it more circular. But you see, I used to do this and it looks more square. It doesn't really look like it. And then after that, we're kind of going to draw shoulders, and then we'll get more detail into the ruffles, like the buttons, but just draw circles for the buttons for now. So this is what kind of your rough draft for the pencil should look like. Now we're going to go back in with ink. So you're not going to be needing, well, you might need this, and you're still going to be needing these, so don't do them aside for, like, permanently. But we're going to ink it, go back, erase with this, and then we might go back to shade some things with this, because you can't really do a lot of shading like this. Like, you can't do this. I'm not sure if you can see this, but you see, I'm taking the lead pencil, and I'm going from really dark to really light. The only way you can really do that with pens is you can, because if you want to do like flat shading without like width of lines, you have to go pitch black, like flat black. Well, because if you want to do shading like this with a pencil, with a pen, you have to do cross hatching, and you have to make the width of the lines farther apart each time. But I think with the effect with Pennywise, with some parts we could do that, but with the hair, I think it would look better if we use a pencil to this shading. So I usually go in with the thinner line before I go in with the thick. I go in with the thin line to do the thin parts and maybe some of the thick parts, and I go back into thick and go over all the thick parts. So this is kind of like a thin part, I would say. I'm not sure if you can see this, but that's like a black line there. Let me kind of adjust the light again so it's more above. Here, let me just show you. Can you see the bottom there? There we go. Sorry, it's very dark in this room. I have the door closed so that you can't hear the rest of everyone else in my house. But, see, I have the line there. I'm just going to do the other side. But you really want to make sure with these lines that they're even. Let me just make sure. Yeah, they're even. You want to make sure that they're even. Even Steven. Otherwise, they're just going to look kind of weird. And then you're just going to draw a straight line here. Dip. So really, you're just tracing over your pencil. This part's easy. The hard part is knowing where you want the thick part and where you want the thin pen. When I said part. The hard part is knowing where you want the thick pen and where you want the thin pen. That's the really hard part. Not really hard, but it's hard. I personally do not like inking because I don't like the idea of drawing the same picture twice. Like the exact same picture. Like you could say, oh, you draw Batman like a bunch of times. I'm drawing the same picture twice. No, I mean the exact same picture twice. But I really don't like inking. But you have to do it. It's like if you want to become an artist, you're going to have to be inking. You have to learn different medias. Inking's one media, penciling's another. Well, they're all in the same media, but like you have to know different types. Because I'm an inspiring comic book artist, makeup person. Like my goal in life is to become a comic book artist or a makeup person for movies. Like I'd want to design the makeup for Pennywise, and that's my goal. And in order to be able to be in the art part, like no, that rhymes. But in order to be in the field of art as a career, you need to be able to know how to do any kind of art: penciling, inking, painting, watercolor, pencils, color pencil, marker. You need to know how to do a lot of different types in order for them to accept you. And you need to be able to know different types to go into college. Well, an art college. Now, I wanted with the thick to do the cracks here. Now I'm going in the thin to continue the cracks down, but they're going to be thinner cracks. You can actually see I might continue off some thick cracks so it gives it more depth. It gives it more of the thinner effect, like it's fading into the thinness. And it's not thick anymore. And actually, this is one of the parts where we're going to go back the pencil, because it's like a very messy kind of dark. You see, even with the cracks, it still looks very clean, like a clean surface. It's a very dirty surface, so we're going to go back and kind of shade in like this. But you can actually just do with this. You could do some cross-hatching here to give it more of a dirty-looking effect. That's what I'm going to do. Some cross-hatching here. Only do the cross-hatching at the top, though. I would not suggest doing it further down, because that's more it gets cleaner. Like it's more of a clean surface than a dirty surface. So I'm just going to do some cross-hatching up here, not only to give it more of a dirty surface, but also to give it more of a shading effect. Because it's like darker up here and it gets lighter as it goes down. Okay, well, yeah, okay, that's good, I think. Sure, let me just do some over here. So, this is what it should look like right now. It doesn't have to look exactly the same, but this is the main idea that you want. Now, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause it. Okay, so now you're just gonna, this one you want to do it thick. Mostly all outlines, like you want to do the outline of this thick, you want to do the outline of any kind of outline for like the face. You want to do it thick, or like the hair or the face or the suit. You want to do it thick mostly. Or the hairline. See, I'm going in thick with the outline of the face. And hopefully you can't hear my bird chirping. But I'm going in thick here. Yep, going in thick. Doing lines, everything. Now I'm just gonna, don't ink the whole ear, just ink the top part or like the middle. It mostly just shows the top of his ear, because what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be going in and we're gonna be drawing lines here. So if you ink the whole ear, you're gonna be able to see through it, and it's not gonna look nice. It's gonna look messy. For this part, you only want to do part of it with thick. You want to do the ruffle, like the round ruffle on the top, into the shoulder thick, and then the rest of the ruffles you want to do thin, because that's not an outline, really. It's like the outer outline, not like, if you get what I mean. The outer outline, not the inner outline. So there you go. Now we are going to go in thick with the ruffles. We're just going to draw, not pointy, like a, you know Joker's flower on his coat? He has the flower. Kind of draw like that. We're not going to be doing a lot of work on here because the focus is mainly on the face. So you don't want to make it look terrible, because the face could be looking really good and the person would be like, oh darn, the bottom looks terrible. So just want to make it like that. There we go. Okay. That's really it for the inking. I notice how when drawing Pennywise, I say it so much. It's like human nature. So now I'm actually going to be going in and kind of, where the ruffles come in, you want to kind of draw a triangle up. You see, I forget, the Eiffel Tower. Make it look like the Eiffel Tower, and then you want to do kind of some shading in between. Those are kind of inner parts of the ruffles. You can do in any direction, like you can do horizontal direction, sideways, all that stuff. I'm not sure if horizontal is the same thing as sideways. I don't really know horizontal and vertical and all those. I forget. But you can do it sideways, up and down, diagonal, and you're just going to want to add some shading in between too. And that's going to make it look better. More realistic. And that's pretty much the basic idea of how you want to do this. So now we're going to be going in with a thick liner. I'm going to thick liner and that banging and maybe some screaming here. That's my mom and my sister doing some workouts down in the garage, because I'm right above the garage right now. I'm in my room right now. So, there we go. Now this is the part where we're going back with the eraser and we erase. Mostly want to, this is the part, forgot to, hopefully you didn't erase all of it yet, or you didn't go ahead, because we forgot to ink the chipped chin. You can't forget that. It's the chipped chin. Now we're going to be going and erasing all those lines. You kind of see, you can see some pencil smears in some parts. Like you see, I'm not sure if you can see the contrast, but this part's kind of darker because when your hand is like this, it smears the pencil. I'm just going to go in and erase it off. Don't have to be perfect eraser, just to get a main idea of erasing. Now, like I said before, we're going to go in and thicken up this line. Make it thicker. Really press down hard with this part. There we go. And now we're going to be going in with some pencil, making this look more dirtier. So the effect that you want to get here is you want it to be really dark at the top, and then you want it to get lighter as you come down. Like at the top, you want to make sure that your pencil strokes are not far apart. They're really close together, so you can't see like white parts in between. And then as you get lower, you want to make the pencil strokes lighter. Overall, just lighter. Make them lighter. Maybe you can even change the direction a little bit. Maybe that's a technique you can use. Like you can go this kind of lighter and lighter and lighter as you keep on going down. lighter and lighter and lighter, and then the final effect is to smear it all and kind of smear it. Very sorry about the banging. My mom and my sister are very hard workouters. I'm not really one for it, but they are. They work out a lot. And the jumping is probably because they're doing bar lifting. And just kind of keep on going down, 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 down. Lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Now this is actually the technique I would use with this. Make it less round, kind of do this. Actually, yeah, that's smear it first, and then this part is actually better to do if you have a regular pencil, because then you can go on your side and you can do this. You go on your side and you can kind of do this, like this technique where you do that. So this part would be your advantage if you had not something like this, but a regular pencil. This is the part where it would be your advantage, so take advantage of that. Take advantage of your advantage. And now we're kind of just going to do things like this. Kind of cross-hatching, not really. Get lower and lower. And then now we're just going to be shading in the furrowed eyes. Shade that in. Do some shading under the eye, because he does have some darkness under his eye. Do some shading under the eye. Do some shading with the nose. You don't have to go overload the shading. It just to look better. And also, there's a little bit of like a wrinkle right here. And then, alright, maybe you can go back with the ruffles and do some shading. Do some shading with the hair. Yep. Shading with the hair, make it dark here. With the shading with the hair, I don't suggest doing something like this. I suggest kind of just making lines, kind of like dark lines. You start off. Now, how to make lines, like single lines that go from kind of dark to light. Now that doesn't really look like dark to light. But what you want to do is you want to start off holding down on the pencil really hard, and then you want to get lighter as you go up. Like, I'm not good at it, but that's like a technique you can use. I'm not that good at it. Quick lines there, kind of clean it up here. And actually, if you want some parts to kind of to give it more depth, if you want some parts to kind of make the wrinkles stand out, go back with an eraser. This is one of the parts where the needle eraser comes in really helpful. And you kind of erase some parts so it looks like it's popping up. Makes it look more 3D, less flat. Like, do only one side. Don't do like both sides popping up. Do like one side of it. And then I'm actually just going to take part from it. I'm just going to do this. Make it look like that part has a light shined on it. It's going to make it look better. Okay, that's your basic Pennywise drawing, inked. I forgot, penciled and inked. And comment below what you want me to draw next. Anything, it could be dragons, princesses. I prefer Batman. These are the things that I prefer. I prefer if you'd want me to do superheroes or like horror characters. But suggest me anything. That's what it's called, Draw Anything, the channel. And also, I'm not just going to be doing drawing. Actually, for Christmas, I'm going to be uploading this around Christmas. But for Christmas, I asked for a makeup set and a head bust and some clay. Because what I want to do is I want to design the makeup, and I want to get the head bust, use the clay to kind of make more of a custom head mold, and I'm going to do the makeup on that. And I'll be videoing myself be doing that probably, so you'll probably see that in your future. So don't just look at my channel and think it's just drawing. It's going to be many other media. It could be painting, possibly. And you can comment on that. You can tell me you want to see me paint, or you want to see me mold something, sculpt something. This is my first official video. Comment, like, subscribe. I really like it if you subscribe. And if you want to join me on an art adventure, definitely subscribe. But this is my first official video, and I would like to just kind of give thanks to Jim Lee. Jim Lee's a famous comic book illustrator. Check him out. Look him up. He's very good art. He inspired me to start art, really. And I would like to thank my mother and my father for providing me with such wonderful art supplies, and my sister who provided me with her camera utensil or filming device. So this is my signature, like a compass. Oh, I did it wrong because I'm doing it sideways. It's like a compass, kind of. It's a signature. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Oh, sorry, if you can't see it clearly, here it is. Here's the ending product. Subscribe, comment on what you want me to draw next, and like this video. Smash that like button. Sorry, I forgot the saying there. But here's it. Pennywise from It. Hope you enjoyed the video, and comment in the comment section if you want me to have a video on either a speed drawing of me drawing this, or coloring this, or a tutorial on how to color it with Copic markers. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy holidays.